Welcome to It Figures, episode 188 from the Pop Culture Network. Visit, here it comes, www.podcastfollowforums.pnc.com. Part of the Pop Culture Network.
PNC.
So
the bank.
PNC.
Not PCN.
Oh.
Everybody do your banking.
Okay.
While you're at your bank, we should send us your login information because we'd like to know.
So you can either deposit money or watch one of the shows.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, how about It Figures Podcast, a part of the Pop Culture Network at www.popculturenetwork.com. Yay!
Isn't that what I said? I thought I said that.
No.
I said something close to that.
We need to give him a script.
He can't read.
He can't read. Right, we'll use pictures.
One word. 2 syllables.
We'll show someone peeing.
Pop, like popcorn.
And then the ocean, the sea.
This episode is brought to you by Wreck-Gar.
Show them off those guys.
Wreck-Gar.
You said those guys. Who?
I don't know.
Nobody.
Whoever's watching. And also brought to you by the letter Grayskull Cookies Lemonade flavor. Good.
A little bit of delay. Broadcasting live with a little bit.
Oh, I can watch myself eat this cookie with like a 3-second delay.
I know, it's weird. It's like you're looking back in time.
Hey, we got a lot to discuss, so we should probably start.
Well, Toy Fair, of course, was this past weekend, and basically all the big toy news came out. So, I mean, what do you want to do it by day? You want to do it by company? You want to just talk about the stuff that you think's cool? How do you want to do it?
Okay, is there anything that you're excited about?
Just start.
That I'm excited about?
Yeah. Mattel showed off New Adventures He-Man, and that's always been one of my favorites.
I couldn't care less about New Adventures.
Okay, that's why I said me. I didn't say me and you.
No, you couldn't say me and you because that would be a lie.
Correct.
New Adventures He-Man sucks.
Mattel.
Boot.
What are you doing? Why are you putting
Booty.
that?
No, I don't understand what's going on here.
What are you typing?
I'm typing a comment out there to be on the page.
That's nice.
I'm making it known. I'm putting it in the record.
Okay, well, either
New
way.
Adventures He-Man, no good.
What about you?
Well, I didn't see much of anything really, but I did.
We saw the Hasbro stuff.
I saw the Hasbro stuff.
Because you put the
And
videos together.
The only thing about the Hasbro stuff is there's 2 things that seem kind of cool. Creo, of course, is going to take over.
Actually, the Star Trek Creos, I think, look cool.
No, shut your mouth.
No.
So
I'm
Creo.
saying Star Trek Creos look cool.
So the G.I. Joe Creos look really nice. That actually kind of works really well in that form. So I'm kind of excited for that. And then also, something that's just a cool idea is the G.I. Joe blind bag mini figures they're going to release.
Oh, the little
Like 1-inch figure.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
That's just cool. You know?
I'm super excited for the bat. The bat looked awesome.
Did you see the new Transformers Creo that actually you transform the guys?
No, and they also combine now. They're making a combiner.
Okay.
Well, those don't transform.
They're like this big. They're bigger than the tiny ones. They're like this big, and it's got a skeleton frame, and you put the pieces on it as the robot, and then you can actually fold it to transform it into the vehicle.
No, I didn't see that.
Well, those look cool too.
Where'd the G.I. Joe stuff go?
It's under Joe for GI.
It's actually on our website if you go to popculturenetwork.com.
I'm on there.
You know what? The thing that we should
thing.
the thing we should probably talk about first was the Mattel leak.
Yeah, well, I just
bunch of
figured we would
photos.
just save all the bashing for the very end. Because that's all we do is bash them.
But that was one of the first things that happened this weekend is that Mattel, or Digital River, whoever, uploaded all their photos onto WordPress like the day beforehand, and someone found the directory. I guess they looked at an old photo and they figured, well, if there's a new one, it's going to be in this directory, and they found the directory with all the photos in it, and so they just leaked them all over the internet. And I saw them on like 3 or 4 different websites. So I was like, well, I guess we're all using them. So I put them up on our website. I went to MattyCollector.com. I was looking around the forums, and somebody posted, well, I just saw them on Pop Culture Network, so I guess it's okay to tell everybody about them now. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, I guess we're the ones that break it.
Like Matty posted that?
Like, someone there.
Yeah. Oh, I seen it on Emiliano's Facebook. He's like, leave it to Mattel to spoil it again.
On his cry page?
Yeah.
Everything he posts is like,
how do you go back?
So we're getting blamed.
just click on the area outside the photo.
So we're to blame for the whole
badass,
leak of their
yeah.
stuff?
No, not us,
just
you,
making it
just
public.
you. Just
Oh,
you.
Just making it public, apparently.
How do I go back again?
The arrow. Oh, you opened a new window.
You know, if Mattel likes us so much, or even cares about our page, then how come they don't ever send us anything?
Because you didn't ask him to.
That's good. That's a good question.
You had the chance to do that. And I was like, you want me to do it? And you said, I'll do it. And then you never did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a true story.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's an honest to God true story.
No, when?
Right when Danny was leaving.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. I said, would you like me to talk to Scott? And you're like, I'll talk to Scott. And then...
We never got any of the contacts information from anybody.
Okay.
We were supposed to. We just
All right,
never-
contact them now.
No.
Oh, now it's too late. You don't want to do it.
Well, now they don't like us because we ruined their Twitter. So.
Oh, we did that?
Yeah, that was us.
Can we just blame it on somebody else?
All right, so I guess we like the Creo stuff that's coming from Hasbro. I think we all agree that that's pretty good stuff. I guess let's just talk about some of the big things. I mean,
Predators and Alien Robocop figures. That's brand new.
all right, we'll talk about them.
No. That's
Well, you just
ridiculous.
mentioned them.
They always make those. I'm trying to think of some stuff that's new that I was... Oh, what about Soundwave?
What Soundwave?
Soundwave.
Oh, Masterpiece?
Masterpiece Soundwave's coming.
With
and
all
he's gonna have
five,
all 5 cassettes for $100. So instead of spending the $275 if you got it early
To get it imported.
to get it imported, so you spent $300 to get it imported. You got 1 cassette, and then the cassettes a piece were $50 for 2, and they came in the 2 different sets. So for $400, you could have got all that. Or I'm so thankful that they
That you
screwed me
waited?
around. No, because I had it ordered through a website, and they're like, well, what about this? And I was like, no, cancel, because I had it ordered. Thank God I did that.
My thing is, though, I don't really like that Masterpiece Soundwave in his cassette player form. They're just... Who farted?
What?
What? Somebody just did.
What are you talking about?
One of you just did. What was that sound? Someone just made a
That
fart
was-
sound.
That was
sounded like
the
a-
seat.
That
you
sounded like
goofball.
somebody's stomach.
I don't know.
or
I
something.
think Scotty. Regardless,
All of a sudden you have like supersonic hearing. Any other time, like,
it's the
what?
hat. It's
What?
this hat. This hat is like amplifying sound.
So now I know you're just being a jerk.
But no, I don't like that Soundwave in his cassette form, like the raised gold around the window. I don't really like the look of that. Some of the things about it, they're kind of weird. But for $100 to get it and the 5 cassettes, I'm probably gonna buy it anyway.
That's interesting. No one cares.
No,
Next.
I'm buying the crap out of that thing.
No one cares.
Oh, you're gonna buy 2 of them?
Nope.
Why would I buy 2?
Well, you said you're gonna buy the crap out of them. You gonna buy 3 of them? 4 of them?
I said I'm gonna buy the crap out of that thing.
Yeah. So 2, 3, 4.
I'm so confused.
How do you buy the crap out
Well,
of
this
just
is
one?
going really well.
Hey, anyway, on a serious note,
We should be drinking. That's the problem.
The new-
We're not. We don't have alcohol.
the 20th anniversary Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Morpher Toys R Us exclusive is hitting stores. So if you find one, just go ahead and buy it for me. I'll pay you back.
And by paying you back, he means
No, I'll PayPal
promise.
you.
I promise in about.
Well, who
3
am I?
years.
One of you guys?
You get
No,
some pictures
I'll
or something.
PayPal.
All right. Let's go to Masters of the Universe Classics. They revealed some characters here, so let's talk about some of them. Icer,
Okay, dude.
who's a Filmation character.
Yeah.
Castaspella.
Yeah, super excited about
Which is,
Castaspella.
Rick is.
Oh, he's for sure.
Yeah, Rick is like.
Super.
I actually looks like the Filmation version. Okay. There's Batros, who's
A Horde member.
a
He
man
was
bat.
I'm pretty sure he was a She-Ra Horde member.
I can't remember what that chick's name is. Shakoti?
Chica?
Some blue chick that comes with a little squid.
Wow. Really researched.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. And Mantenna, they showed off.
And Clam Champ, which has been showed before.
Yeah. Any of those figures you guys like?
New Adventures He-Man and Mantenna.
Oh, that's right. And New Adventures He-Man.
Yeah, you
Those
need
are like-
Mantenna. He's part of the core.
I love me some. I mean, I don't know.
I'm kind of surprised. Mantenna, you know, he doesn't have the action feature. You actually have to pop out the eyes and pop in other eyes to get that effect. But he does have the 4 legs.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of
Which
surprised
I'm
by.
fine with. I'm fine with popping
Well, I
the
mean,
eyes out.
he's supposed to have the extra legs.
No, I'm saying I'm fine with popping the eyes out. I'm not going to freak out.
He kind of looks like Mars Attacks kind of a guy. In that style.
He's got the big goofy eyes.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Dude, I can't find the G.I. Joe things, dude.
What are you looking for?
G.I. Joe things. What day was that on?
I don't know.
Uh,
Hit Control F.
It was before. It wasn't on a day. It was actually.
Their
Saturday.
investor of it.
What did you just?
Wait,
Was
go
that
up, go
English?
Up, go up. The investor event.
Oh.
Furby Nerf. No. Huh.
Anyway, sorry. I'll look for it. You continue.
I mean, New Adventures He-Man, is that the only one that you're...
Montana? That's the only two that I'll get out of those.
What do you think about Castaspella?
No thanks. I mean, in all honesty, they really are. They are all great looking figures, all of them. But I'm just not. I've just cut back on this. They're just too expensive.
Yeah, with the shipping and everything.
Yeah,
like
Ram Man,
now.
well worth it. You know, some of the other figures, worth it. Mechanic, the main characters, I'll spend that much money on them, but I don't need Castaspella.
Well, you're not getting there because you have subscription.
Oh.
So.
Well, that's only so
Fang
far.
Man.
Fang Man. Mattel did announce that Fang Man, because he was produced in lower quantities, he's going to subscribers only. So if you did not subscribe and you were hoping to pick up a Fang Man just by going to the website, buying it on day of sale, he is not going to make it to day of sale.
However, he should be easily available on eBay to all the people who bought massive subscriptions.
to save the line.
Save the sub!
Yeah, so...
well, what about the other sub news? Is that they're making a separate Filmation mini sub
Which
of 6 figures.
Which I am completely for.
You like having a double dip subscription model, or just the idea that they're not in the regular subscription so that you don't have to buy them?
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. So,
Well,
you want them or because you don't care about them?
No, either way, it doesn't matter because the subscribers are still going to get those figures, so it's not like they have to redo it. So it's kind of like for people that maybe got in late or that really want a figure, because all of a sudden they're like, hey, Filmation subscription, Fang Man is not going to be available the day of the sale. So now,
do you think they've got enough Fang Mans that it could be day of sale, but they're going to hold off to try to sell the subscription?
No, I don't think. I'm sure they have a couple extra, but I don't think that they sold any. I don't think they made enough because they just assumed that he wouldn't sell very good.
Do you think he'll sell well?
Fang Man.
If he was there?
No.
Okay. The other big Mattel news, of course, is Castle Grayskull. So that's a whole big giant topic unto itself. Whoa.
There's a lot going on there.
So Maddie leaked out some photos early on to get people excited for it. They showed some unpainted production shots.
No.
Well, they had some close-ups before, like leading up to Toy Fair. They just did a close-up of like the window, or they did a close-up of the skull at the top of the elevator, things like that. Then, when the Mattel leak happened, there were unpainted prototype photos of Castle Grayskull in there, showing you the inside and the outside, so then everybody got to see, but they were kind of small photos. Then Toy Fair, the day of Toy Fair, when it came time to reveal Castle Grayskull, they tweeted out some photos that showed like the Jawbridge piece and the Monster Pit piece and like a piece of wall paneling or something.
A piece of wall panel.
A piece here in Texas. And they were fully painted, fully finished pieces, so you could see those little pieces. And then finally came the time for the big reveal, and they set it up, and they had figures crawling all over it, and little pieces laying around.
But by the time that they had seen it, I had already seen it. I've seen other pictures that pretty much showed the entire thing.
Right.
I seen on Facebook that somebody cropped. They had a picture of Clawful in front of it, and they took it, and they put to see how many it was going to be. Mm-hmm. Well, come to find out, the dimensions weren't correct. So they were saying, Mattel was saying the dimensions are going to be this. They weren't correct. So I think they're short 2 inches and length or width or whatever you want to call it, 4 inches.
They basically, when Scott originally made his foam cutout, he basically said this is about the size it's going to be, so you can get an idea of how big it is. And he just took an original Castle Grayskull or whatever, or he took the concept drawing and just put it on a piece of foam core and said, okay, well, this is about how big it's going to be. Then when they actually went into production and were actually putting it together, in order to hit that $250 price point, they had to kind of scale it down a little bit. just to kind of cut back on the materials going into it and everything. And they said, you know, it's like, we didn't promise you it was going to be exactly that size. We said this is so you can get an idea of how big it's going to be.
Okay, well, they put the dimensions in.
Yeah, that's a whole mess. That's like a whole mess.
I mean, you can't, if you're going to do crap like that, you can't don't even give the dimensions. Who gives a damn about the dimensions? You know what I mean? If you're going to shrink it down, because you can't tell me somebody's eagle eye was like, you know what? That's a little bit smaller than the one he had on his desk.
One of the big things is that when he showed the cardboard cutout on the foam core, is that the jawbridge was big enough that He-Man sitting on Battle Cat could go through the opening.
Yeah, and now it's definitely not.
And now it's just barely big enough for one figure to kind of fit through.
That's a major scale down.
Well, part of it is also the way it was designed. The jawbridge actually kind of sits up a little bit.
Yeah, off the ground.
Off the ground. It's not all the way down, so that lost a little bit of space as well.
Overall, it looks amazing.
I think it looks...
It looks exactly like it should look. Amazing.
It's like the original. All the stuff from the original one is there in a much higher detail. There's a little bit of extra that they've put into it that was never in the original. But
for $250,
well, plus shipping,
so $300.
$300.
I'm super excited that I didn't
Yeah,
pay for it. I really am, and not because the door, not because it's 2 inches smaller. It's just a little bit bigger Castle of Grayskull, and I'm not really I can't really say that I'm a playset guy or a vehicle guy. I have some playsets, I have some vehicles, but not for $250.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it just costs way too much. You know, for what it is, not coming with any, you know, not coming with a bunch of figures or anything, you know, just being the castle at that price, for me, it's just too expensive. Now, I know there are a lot of people that are going to go, I'd buy 2 of them at that price. Good for you. Like, I'm not faulting you for wanting to buy it, for liking it. I'm not saying there's any problem with that. I'm not going to, oh, you stupid nerds, how dare you? You know, it's like, if you like it, great. You know, good for you. I'm not going to get into an argument.
What's the matter with you?
I'm not going to get in an argument with anybody.
See, this is the clawful they took, and he put it down here, and they stacked them on top of each other.
Oh, that's the prototype, yeah.
Right, because this clawful can, I don't think he can fit through the door.
Do you, wait, go down for a minute, through the rest of those pictures. Here, wait, go up. Hit that one right there. Now, in the prototype picture, it looks like, here, let me see this for a second. It looks like there's a little door on the side opposite of the jawbridge.
Maybe it's a ghost, and when you look real close, it goes, ah! And scares you.
And if you look at the finished version, that wall panel looks like it pops out. Like there's a secret wall there.
Yeah, look, it's a completely different color.
So you can't see it on the final version, but if you look at that prototype pic, there is a little like hidden escape hatch.
And then also cool. In news, when they showed off Castle Grayskull, the sticker that you had in your original Castle Grayskull with like the snakes and the hands and all that stuff like coming through, well, the Four Horsemen molded that. Well, that everybody thought that was going to be part of the Castle Grayskull. Well, come to find out, it's going to be a sticker, and they just did that for funsies. So
yeah, and a lot of people said, well, how can you take that away? That's a piece of sculpting. How are you going to remove that? And Scott just basically said, we never promised you it was part of it in the first place. The Horsemen just did it for fun, so us not including it doesn't take anything away. Which just kind of says, okay, if that's the case, why'd you show it off in the first place? Like, why did your company tweet out a photo of it?
That's the same thing about giving out the dimensions. The dimensions are this, and then when you get it, you're like, oh, that's not the real dimensions. Oh, well, we never said for show it was going to be that.
Yeah, well, apparently they just dropped the ball a little bit here and there, but
I mean, there's lots of nitpicks and gripes that people can have, and for something that's going to cost you $300 in the U.S., $425 if you're shipping it to Europe, you're allowed to have some gripes and some nitpicks at something that's that expensive. I think it looks cool. If someone said, "Here, have one," I would take one. I might pay $100 for it, but not at that price. To me, it's not worth that price. If it is to you, buy 3 of them. You know. But
it looks good though.
I'd rather have the original. I'd rather have the vintage one.
I like the off colors that they put into it. I mean, the detail's amazing. It looks awesome. And if I had a bigger area to put all my guys back up, like a table or something, or like, you know, maybe I would get it.
At that price though?
Well, if he won the lottery, he might get it.
If I had all the money in the world. The one thing that I thought is weird, though, is that here in the base of Castle Grayskull, you come in through the drawbridge, and they have this little plate.
It's a connector.
That sits down to go in between the two pieces when they're open.
Right.
And right in the middle is a spot for the Talon Fighter to land and attach. And if you remember in the old one, they had the Point Dread piece that attached itself on the rampart at the top.
That is correct.
That would come and land. Now they've put it just like right in the middle in the ground, and there are a lot of people going, well, like, why the hell would you put it there? Like, who wants to have their thing sitting right so anybody walking in, if you're actually playing with it, the characters can't do anything? I guess the problem is, why are you playing with your toys?
Well, I think I'm going to order it and play with mine in the bathtub.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, let's buy one for $300. Put it in with the
I mean, why wouldn't I? That's the question.
And then tweet out pictures.
But I mean, the elevator is awesome. It's got
Is that his dinghy?
it's got 2 poles instead of 1. You've got the trap door.
There'd be a pole, all right.
Weirdo.
Those swords come with it? Or do they just sculpt those for funsies?
You know, I don't know. I was wondering about that when I saw that earlier.
I took a picture of a free certificate for a free figure in there too, just for fun.
Oh, and you wonder why they hate us. Listen, okay, so they released the weapons rack. Are they gonna? Is that coming out with that again, or is that like if you didn't get the weapons rack, you're done?
Did the weapons rack come out before?
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll.
There was a weapons pack.
No, weapons
a
rack.
They did release the rack already.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll release it again just because.
Go down. There it is. Yeah.
I didn't realize that was previously released.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I thought that was part of the
It was
thing.
a weapon pack, right? That was the rack. Yeah.
I had the rack in it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't take it down.
Is there any more Battle Beasts coming up? Did they say? Not the same things. I know. Do not snap on me.
Beast to battle.
I'm well aware.
Beast to battle.
Beast to battle. That is correct.
I didn't see anything for Battle Beasts.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There were some turtles that they showed off.
They showed the classics Bebop and Rocksteady, which we'd seen about a week ago.
Well, the thing about that is funny is because Playmates dropped the SKUs for the classics. They were not shipping anymore. Like they totally cut the classics line off a distributor list. So if like for us, if we were ordering them, basically we got the message: you can't order these anymore. We're not shipping any more of them. And then at Toy Fair they show off the Rocksteady and Bebop. So I don't know if they're going to re-release them in a new wave with the 4 Turtles and Rocksteady and Bebop, or if only Rocksteady and Bebop are going to be released and no more Turtles. So that's a question I would have liked to ask.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
because I'm not sure which is which now.
one thing that they did, as far as I know, I think they're new, is they had Ninjas in Training figures versions of the Turtles. I'm trying to find the picture of them here real quick. But it was basically shots of them like in their ninja training gear, new just as part of that 4.5 inch line, whatever that line is. Here's part of the package of one of them.
I hope they don't do like they did in the 90s and just make 1,000 variants of the Turtles.
Well, of course they're
Well,
going
yeah,
to.
that's the whole point.
Of course they're going
Why
to.
else? Why else would they be making them if they can't just vaguely make changes and then charge you a whole new price for them? I mean, that's the point. I mean, that's the whole point of Ninja Turtle toys.
I want them to re-release all of the originals.
I want
Oh, what about
Sewer Shredding Don?
Hey,
With
what
the
about
outfit and
what about the Batmobile?
for the 6-inch line?
Yeah, that's badass.
For the 60, they're doing that whole 60s TV show line. And one of the things that they're adding is a Batmobile for the 6-inch figures. Oh, here's the.
Are we on the same thing? Or we just
No.
Hell yeah.
No,
Oh, I don't want those. That's not what I'm talking about.
the Mighty Mugs.
I don't want those.
Not the Mighty Mugs. No one wants Mighty Mugs.
Um,
Okay, so for people trying to follow, we're jumping around.
I know we are.
Two different.
I'm trying to find one thing and I ran across another thing. What were we talking about?
This is retarded. Okay,
It
so
is. This is the worst show we've ever done and probably be our highest rated. I'll tell you something.
I'm pretty sure it won't be. So, what are we? Where are we at now?
Oh, Batmobile.
So Batmobiles. Okay, so we went from Turtles to Batmobiles, and in case you didn't realize, we jumped. Apparently,
I said, what about the Batmobile?
we weren't even done talking about Turtles yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Back
you
to
had more Turtles? What'd you have to add for Turtles?
You were still talking about it.
No, I was getting ready to talk about the Batmobile for the 6-inch Batman line.
Anyway, they
Whatever.
released images of the old
TV show
Batman figures Mattel did, and as of right this second, they're all badass. Penguin, Riddler, what is his name? Adam West Batman, and a $50 Batmobile, which just as long as it has some features to it, is well worth $50. I'm getting Batman and Robin in that Batmobile.
But only if it lights up and makes sound.
If it's got to do something for $50 and it's just gonna roll, I'll be irate.
But you'll still buy it?
Oh, I have to. There's some stuff there's just certain things that I have to have, and that's one of them. And probably $50 is probably my max. I would buy that I'd pay $25 or $30 for that.
I don't know if I'd buy that figure.
I love that Batman. It's the old
the Adam West.
Adam West Batman. He's awesome.
I don't I don't like the cape. I wish the cape was sculpted plastic instead of it being that cheap, like rough cloth, potato sack stuff that they use. I don't know. Just something about the figure. I mean, I guess because they make the figure look kind of like Adam West's build. Adam West was not built to look like Batman. He did not look like a superhero. So it is kind of like this dumpy guy with scrawny arms action figure.
Hey,
which
he
is
was
a little
good. He was
weird.
good at eating tacos.
Was he?
Yeah.
The-
Adam West, big taco.
Wait,
guy.
were they
Big
tacos
taco
or were
guy.
they bat tacos?
Well, there was going to be this thing with him and Taco Bell, but it fell through. So
You're
the bat
stupid.
taco never made it off.
You're dumb. I love how Adam West is in everything. He's obviously in Family Guy, but I just love his character.
Yeah, NECA also has a 60s
doll.
Batman.
Sweet. Yeah.
Actually, no, that one's
10-inch. It's a doll.
but it's not. It's not
because it has the ab crunches.
Yeah, well, it's made like an action figure, not like a doll. It's not like it's got the cloth clothes on the outside.
So we'll call that oversized doll.
Did you hear that?
What?
That noise. It went woo woo. Spoiler alert. That's a doll. That's a doll.
That's a spoiler alert.
Yeah. This just saying. That's a doll.
So what's the breaking point between
We've had this
figure and doll?
conversation a million times.
Well, let's not get back into it. That's a doll. That's all I know.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything like if you took some. No, I'm not talking about this. You try to trick me.
I am trying.
Fine, fair enough. You try to get me with that. Fine, fair enough.
All right, how about Ghostbusters Ecto goggles?
How much?
Well, they're a prop replica, kind of like the Ghost Trap. $110 day of sale price.
That's probably okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
All their
okay with that.
Ghostbuster props were really good, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell.
Hey, it's no hoverboard. It's no Back to the Future hoverboard.
Okay,
so-
well now time out now. Okay, $110 for that. If it's show accurate, as of right this second, cool. If we get it, and the lens is orange and the goggles are hot pink, bogus.
Okay, well, hot pink is. But what if like this bolt is like a matted silver instead of a shiny
That's
silver?
not the same thing. If it came back and the bolt was brown with a black dot in the middle of it, that's a little different. I still wouldn't freak out about that, but
But people would.
correct.
Okay.
I think they're hitting 1,000 with those prop replicas in the Ghostbuster line, so I would place my.
They did the PKE meter, the Ghost Trap.
Yeah.
Is that all they've done so far?
Yeah, they're
Oh, this
both
is number
awesome.
3? Yeah.
They work great.
Actually, I wouldn't mind having a PKE meter. It's just they're so expensive. Like I wish they were just a little cheaper. All right, what about the new Max Steel line from Mattel? Did you guys look at that at all?
No, I've seen images of this before.
Apparently, Max Steel was around in like the early 90s.
Long time ago.
And then it kind of disappeared, but in what they call the developing markets, they still had Max Steel.
You know who that looks like? Go back one.
Latin America.
What was that purple guy's name? Max. The Max.
From Image.
Oh, the Max.
Yeah, kind of looks like the Max.
Yeah, unfortunately. So now they're bringing it back to the United
Well, it's
States.
not Hellboy.
And they have this line of toys that, for the most part,
It
they...
looks like a Spawn figure.
It looks like
Hellboy.
their thing is all about having some sort of translucent weapon integrated into the body somehow. Most of them on the arm. A couple of them have things in their chest. I guess there's going to be some big cartoon tie-in and maybe a comic book. Who knows? Anybody at all interested for any of these? Do you like the looks of these, or are they just...
I'll wait. I gotta wait. I gotta see what they look like.
Normally, I'm not they have a cartoon, correct? Or they're having a cartoon come out.
That's what I heard, or at least they're trying to.
Well,
get
they
one,
did have
so.
one, didn't they? In the 90s?
I thought they did.
Yeah, I thought they did.
Well, either way, I'm not somebody that gets behind, like, nothing against the Four Horsemen and the stuff that you bought for them, like the outer space guy stuff.
Right.
I'm just not into that stuff because there's nothing to them. They're just like, hey, look at these figures. That's it. Like Transformers, He-Man, G.I. Joe. There's stories to them. You can actually like the characters. If somebody's like, I made this. So what?
Looks like they also have some Beyblade knockoff stuff as part of their line.
Well, you don't have to call it knockoff stuff.
Tops that crash into each other.
It's a weird line that takes influences from like so many.
I was gonna say there's a lot of like Ben 10 influence where it's like this guy powers up and turns into big.
I see a lot of like
that's
early
kinda...
'90s image, like design in there, like a lot of Wet Works and Brigade, and that's what
except more kid friendly.
Yeah, they're releasing a bunch of new WWE figures. Oh wait, every one of those are exactly the same.
Well, some of them have a cloth shirt that's red instead of white.
Oh, cool.
So that makes those different.
What do you want? What are they going to do different on
Cool.
wrestling? What's differently going to work on wrestling?
I don't know.
I mean, really.
I mean, the guys have to change their look in order to really have a different figure. Although, I want to see a masked CM Punk where you can actually take the mask off and put it back on. As far as I know, they haven't done that one.
They will correct you if they have.
Yeah, someone will let me know, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. Right? Star Wars Black Series. They announced this beforehand, but they showed off some of the figures, actually. This is the new 6-inch line of figures. So this is going to be in scale with your classics type stuff.
Well, the black line will be like their new like Saga line.
It'll also have some of the vintage line
3/4
3/4 inch,
yeah.
but then also the 6-inch figures. Are you excited at all for the 6-inch Star Wars?
All the pictures they showed were like super like set up pictures behind graphics.
Bad.
So they look good. They look decent.
It looks really cool on that diorama that they built for it, but I wonder how it actually looks.
Yeah, I mean they just upscaled from the 3 3/4. It looks exactly like the 3 3/4 figure.
What the hell is that?
It's a placer box. They just haven't put the actual figures in it yet.
So they're gonna come as a 2-pack?
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I didn't know that. Make sure you
all
show
right,
this
Scott,
picture.
having another conversation on the side.
No, I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah,
You guys don't have to listen. Yes.
Bat surfboard. We're off of Batman. We moved on.
Oh.
I mean, was there anything else? My Little Pony.
I didn't
anything
see
you care for?
anything-
Mini-Mates.
I didn't see anything from Lego yet. I'm still waiting on the footage for that. But I know they were going to show off the Lone Ranger license they picked up, which is bringing back the Western theme into Legos yet again. It's been a while
Pronto,
since the last
Tonto.
time they've done that. So I don't know. It's probably going to be like the Prince of Persia line that like tanked.
Isn't it the new movie?
Yeah, there's the movie, but
I mean, aren't the toys based off the movie?
they are. But the thing about, I mean, who cares about what the Lone Ranger as a property? I think it's more like if you collected the old Western and Indian ones they did several years back, now you're going to be able to get more of those figures just under that license.
One thing they did announce that is new is that Mini-Mates, they've been doing the Walking Dead figures, and they showed off some of the riot gear, some of the new things, but they also said that their deal is actually not just Walking Dead. It's actually with Skybound, which is Robert Kirkman's imprint within Image that does all of his comics. So one of the things we will be getting are Invincible Mini-Mates. And so if...
so only you are excited for that?
Actually, Apocalypse is a much bigger fan than I am. Also, Thief of Thieves, which comic sells pretty well, and it's now optioned for a show on, I think, also on AMC.
Yeah, hopefully
they're
it'll
working on Thief of
catch up
Thieves.
so we can sell some of these comics we got sitting around here.
Well, they'll sit here unsold until the show premieres, and then they'll be right out the door. So anyway, so moving on to some of the other Skybound properties. So I'll probably buy the Invincible box set. And what do you got?
Bandai has released Pac-Man figures. I'm actually kind of excited for these. Am I going to buy them? Probably not.
So last year...
You're excited for them, but you won't buy them.
So last year at Toy Fair, Bandai was showing off the fact that they picked up a license for the old Namco properties.
And a year later...
And a year later, we get...
Surprise! Look what we got! A lot of sculpting goes into a round guy with an open mouth. Listen, you can't just make that overnight now, tough guy.
So obviously that deal they set up earlier on with the merchandise led over to the toys eventually.
But it's not Jazzwares?
No.
And it's going to be
Bandai.
Which, they can't really screw this up. They're like single-pieced PVC, like similar to the Sonic figures that I guess Jazzwares makes.
Let's see, one of the other things is HeroClix was showing off a bunch of their stuff. They've got Lone Ranger coming out based off the movie. They're going to have some HeroClix.
What's that?
There's a new Superman one as part of their Tab app, which is your Android or iPad You put the app on it, and the HeroClick has a little RFID chip or whatever on it, Bluetooth or something, so you can play with it on the screen.
I kind of like that.
They're trying to revive the HeroClix line because it's kind of tanking a little bit, and NECA is doing what they can, so they are going to try to do these use your devices to enhance their environment kind of thing with them, and I hope it works because it's a good idea. But and HeroClix was such a cool concept, but it's been just tanking.
One thing that HeroClix talked about is this new thing they have called the Team Base Super Booster, which is like 4 or 5 HeroClix combined together as one. And they showed off the Teen Titans was one, and I forget what the other one was they showed off. But basically, that way you have like a big, you can buy these boosters and just get like a whole set at one time. There's also an amazing Spider-Man set. It's going to have the big time suit, although this one's got the red glow instead of the green glow on it.
But Spider-Man 29. That one I told you about?
No, I need to go get it.
All right.
I may go after we get done filming here. But you know, guys looking for HeroClix, there's still guys out there.
I remember before Christmas, what?
Let's see. One of them was, I think, a puzzle, and one was a card game.
Huh?
It's
strategy game.
NECA still has a license, and they're not letting go of it.
There's the puzzle.
Same
puzzle
with,
building game, 700-piece puzzle game.
What, Christmas Story? They got that, and they're never really going to let that one go either. That one's going on forever.
Well, that's one of those properties that you only have to release something like every couple of years, just enough to keep it alive, and just kind of keep it out there, and people will buy it.
And apparently, they showed off... DC showed off some Arkham City images at midnight outside.
Where it was super dark.
Because you can't see anything.
Like the lights weren't working right in the display booth, and so all the photos look...
What is that?
Solomon Grundy.
That's fine. You can see it fine. What is your glasses not working? Adjust them.
Yes, they don't work. I forgot to switch the batteries.
How about this little Batman? You want that little
Flip
Batman?
over, they're backwards.
No.
So
what are those?
That's for the tab app.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, so you can get other characters?
Other characters. The Superman is the starter pack, and then you can buy the other
hell yeah,
characters.
he is. Oh, see, here's a little bit better picture of Solomon Grundy. That's badass. That's awesome.
Zombie
Grundy.
Solomon Grundy was born on a Monday.
Okay.
That's good to know.
I'll be able to sleep better tonight not knowing that. I appreciate that.
What, you didn't know that?
No.
I've been living this life. I've been living a life.
Yeah, this whole time. You told me it was Tuesday, you dickhead.
Hi, Nick. Nick Ocho is watching now. Showed up on the thing. All right. I mean, is that it for the Toy Fair stuff that we care about?
So, yeah, this is our discussion of random Toy Fair.
I mean, if you want to come, if you come to thatnewtoysmell.com, part of the Pop Culture Network, Killen put together a bunch of videos of the Hasbro stuff. It's all kind of broken down by category. So if you want to see the Star Trek Creo stuff, that's in one. You want to see the G.I. Joe stuff, that's in one.
Yeah, Star Trek stuff's kind of cool, but I don't really care about Star Trek.
Yeah, the Star Trek Creos look...
Normally,
I like the little ships, too, that they made. Those look real...
I don't like those
I think those look really cool.
Normally, leading up to Toy Fair, you don't see anything for like a month and a half, 2 months. But it's just like, we've seen a lot of this stuff already. Like, kind of leaking here and there.
Okay, well, then look at... Really, Toy Fair doesn't really show you everything for the year. It only shows you everything for, like, the next 6 months. Because,
yeah, for, like, the first quarter or two.
Yeah, because then, like, last year, all this stuff just randomly appeared everywhere constantly. You're like, what? What is this? I didn't see this at Toy Fair. So, we probably got the next up to 6 months of toys being revealed, and the rest of the stuff will just randomly smack you in the face. As I do when I walk in.
Like, why would anybody buy this?
Oh, what about the Masters of the Universe plush? Did you see those?
No.
Battle Cat, Trapjaw, Skeletor, He-Man, Beastman.
And the sword.
All his, and the sword.
Who's got the license? Is it Paco?
That Comic Images.
Comic Images.
How'd they do that?
They do a lot of T-shirts and hats.
Yeah.
How can two different companies have the same?
Because they license for a specific product.
Product they're not making.
It's not. You can either get a master toy license, or you can just get license for a specific product. And doing it for a specific product is a lot cheaper than having the master toy license. If you got the master license, then you just got it all.
And generally, they just pay a royalty on every product sold.
What's the black chick off Walking Dead with the swords? Michonne. This is Michonne's zombie with missing the arm. It's a bank for $23. Would anybody buy that?
Yes.
Yeah, crap out of that.
Actually, there are a couple people come in the store every week that would buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because people are into Walking Dead. Walking Dead is like its own...
No, I love Walking Dead. I love the show. I don't like Michonne.
Yeah, but see, okay.
Michonne?
Michonne.
Okay.
It's
Here's the thing about Walking Dead.
Oh, it's French.
You like toys already, and you already like comics and all that, people who just started watching Walking Dead, half the people that watch it had no idea there's toys and comics or anything about it. They just know it's a cool show. So they're like, oh, this is Walking Dead, anything on it. Oh, it's a Walking Dead wallet, I'll buy it. Just because they're that.
Well, the reason I don't like her character is because she doesn't talk. Like, she knows stuff.
She's a ninja
say
assassin.
It. No, say it. Like this week's episode. You need to
a
fast
bunch
forward.
of dirty looks.
You need to fast forward for about 15 seconds when they're like, "What's the blonde chick's name? That's with the mayor guy."
Andrea.
And they're like, "Was she there? Hey, was she there? Did you see her there?"
I don't know.
Like, you seen her. Just say yeah.
I think it's both them girls have a terrible relationship because Andrea sucks too, and it's like they were together for such a long period of time. Maybe they just rubbed off.
No, that's how she is with everything, though. When
They're
she
both
goes,
jerks. But they're stupid.
oh well, okay. Well, I don't
Both of
want.
them could die
I
tomorrow.
don't want her
Like,
stupid zombies bank then.
All right, cool.
If she's not gonna talk, screw that bank.
Hey, she's a ninja. All right. If they have a problem, she's going to ninja up somebody.
She'll solve it.
Yeah.
Check out the hook while her
How
DJ
how,
revolves.
how easy is it to edit this? Almost never mind.
No, we can't. I don't know how,
All right.
but I will put you in a pink dress because I can edit that.
Oh.
How about the 31-inch tall giant Darth Vader?
Oh my God! How much is that?
Who knows?
Oh no, I hate those oversized. The 26,
There's
28,
a Megaforce.
That's not even a doll. That's lame.
That's a toddler.
That's lame.
That's a child.
Put that in my car seat. Drive it around.
You can use the carpool lane.
Your son's not all the way buckled in, and he's just kind of laying on the ground. Oh no, he's fine.
These are not the droids I'm looking for. Okay.
How about Hot Wheels? They had Hot Wheels there. They do loop-de-loops now.
Okay.
Did you know that Hot Wheels could
and
do
now onto
loop-de-loops?
the fan corners.
All right. I mean, I guess that's it. Like there was one other thing. Last week we were talking about toy lines we wish would come back, and I had said Power Lords, and everybody immediately goes, they announced Power Lords like 6 months ago. They're bringing it back. They're bringing back Power Lords. They're going to show them off at Toy Fair. And I was like, oh, awesome, okay. So then the Power Lords, they show up at Toy Fair at Four Horsemen, show them off. It's like the first time ever, big reveal. And I saw them, and I'm like, I don't like those. They look like every other Classics figure. They look like a DC Universe Classics or Masters of the Universe Classics, except it's one guy's painted orange and one guy's painted blue, and those are the Power Lords.
That's their style, man.
And that's just like
That's their new style.
The original Power Lords just had a unique look. They looked different, and these guys just look like the same bland kind of Classics figures.
You know, I wish a company would just get together and try to recreate the toys of old in their exact likeness and packaging as a reissue.
Like NECA did that for
What do
a
you
while.
mean?
NECA for a while was
know,
taking old toys
like-
and just re-releasing them.
Yeah, like the Ninja Turtles, like I want to be exactly the way they were, the cheap plastic and everything on a terrible card, and I want them to go back and do all of the toys, not try to enhance them and make them more articulate or make them look better. I want them the exact molds.
Well,
They
why
could easily
wouldn't
do
you
it.
just go back and get the old mold, or go get the old figure?
Because it'd just be cheaper to get them like in
Well,
a
yeah,
reissue.
then you're gonna kill it to market. You don't want to kill it to market.
Well, people. I mean, it obviously would be different. It couldn't be exact, but it would be like a cool, like a cool reminiscence line. We'll just call it the 80 toy line. And we'll just.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this website.
What is that?
I'm going to go to Poe Ghostal.
He's all right. The world's all wrong. No, I like Poe Ghostal.
Oh, he just connects back to here. Damn it. All right, well, whatever. So, I mean, you look at the Power Lords figures, and they are just the same exact body type as every other Classics figure. The same articulation, the same, everything. It's just like they've got the different dude's head on it, and he's got little pockets on his legs. But otherwise, it looks exactly the same. And also, one of the things with the original Power Lords is that you had your guy Adam, and you'd press the button, and his body would actually flip around, and on the other side was his powered up version. So you had this neat action feature where he would transform. And now, of course, no Classics figures have action features, so now it's two different figures. And then they've got like this other guy who is the exact same body type as Adam, but he's painted with the inverse colors, so he's a soldier. And then they did the two villains, which are basically the same guys, just with different heads. One's painted green and one's painted red, and that's how they save money on
Somebody's
the
mad.
tooling. I'm just not, like, I wanted these
Okay,
toys.
nerd, vent.
I wanted these toys to come back, and then they brought them back, and they're uninspired, and they're not exciting.
Can they just redo Bucky O'Hare?
That's on the way, probably.
Yeah, but they'd make him like rabid, and he would like be a rape machine.
Bucky O'Hare would follow, and then like Skeleton Warriors would follow after that, because they're all in the same.
Ooh,
thing.
Pirates of Dark Water.
Pirates of Dark Water. That one really needs to happen. I love some Pirates of Dark
Nick
Water.
Ochoa thinks we need to talk about Metroplex.
What the hell's that?
It's a Transformer, right?
Yeah.
No, Metroplex is dead.
Metroplex is he's like the town.
Oh.
The little city thing that transforms.
Hey, you remember when I said, who's Shockwave? And everybody freaked out? How do you not know who Shockwave is?
What the hell is the internet? Yeah, that was that.
Hell, you watched the TV version of that movie.
Yeah.
I know who Shockwave is.
Yeah, I did.
So
Monday through Friday.
Metroplex, he's the big. Oh, is that the only picture they have of him?
Oh, go back.
Yeah, there was a Grimlock.
What Grimlock is that?
What's going on?
Oh, that's the one I just bought.
Yeah. There's a video playing. Why is this video playing? I don't want this video playing. Stop. Well, here, I'll turn off the sound. So Metroplex, he's basically back. He was a classic Transformer. They reshowed him off. Look how big he is. You can get an idea.
Holy moly.
Like this big. And there's part of his transformation down in like battle mode.
How much that piece going to be?
Oh, it had to be.
I don't know.
Probably like 4.
But
No, not who's it? Hasbro?
yeah.
I bet $250.
Oh, well, it's Hasbro. They don't down. I thought it was gonna be one of the good companies.
No, it might be $100.
If it was gonna be
Like
if it was gonna be like Japan, you wouldn't be able to buy it outright. You would have to trade your house for it.
But
I'm liking that Bumblebee, dude.
Yeah,
Very
wait, hold on.
cartoonish.
Let me just talk about Metroplex for a minute. I don't like the way he looks transformed. I think when he's transformed, he doesn't change enough.
Is he uninspired?
When
too?
he transforms, he is uninspired.
Oh.
He doesn't change enough when he transforms. Like, you just basically turn the head around, and you kind of fold the arms back, and you put the legs out, and then he's done.
Yeah, the original
like
didn't
that's
do that.
Well, I know, but it's like, hey, it's the next generation. Let's
Yeah.
warf it up a bit.
He's made of new
You don't just put Fu Manchus on guys and call them Klingons. Now you got to do the whole forehead.
Hey, he's made of non-cancerous plastics.
That's not.
That's second gen.
I'd rather have cancer and have a lot more transformers.
That's second generation. What's his prime?
This is the new Legends edition. Optimus Prime and a bunch.
I like that.
They're triple changers.
I like that.
I don't know what their third mode is. These are the construct bots that I was talking
They're
about
all right.
earlier.
They're okay.
Where you've got that.
Right. We have some of those here.
You pop them together. No, well, those are something different. Those are
Well,
like trans
pretty
scanning or
close.
something. But those actually transform. So you can pop them. You can move the pieces around if you want to redo them, kind of like Legos, whatever. But then they do have the ability to transform.
Well, no one says kind of like Legos. Okay. That's a racist term, and you should stop it.
But see, like there's Metroplex transformed. So basically, all it is, you turn his head backwards, you flip his arms back, his legs fold out, and then that's it. He's transformed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as much transformation as you could do with your own Creo.
Okay, so pretty much, I would imagine that thing's gonna be like $100, $125.
It had to be.
Because you're not gonna try to get somebody for X amount of dollars if all it does is turn around.
I bet
Dude,
you
go
would.
back to that bee, dude. I love that Bumblebee. I love his head. That's what she said. That's a pretty good looking figure.
And then Platinum Edition's a 2-pack featuring Grimlock and Decepticon Bruticus.
Looks exactly like the same. Is the silver's a little bit brighter? I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
Does it have the translucent orange parts on the part you got? Oh.
Yeah, I just found him the other day at Toys R Us. Love him.
Oh, so there's Optimus Prime.
Who's Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime, there looks like he's a car, and then he's the robot, and then he also makes the snub-nosed cab.
Go back up. That's not the same guy.
Do we got Optimus Prius yet?
That ain't the same Transformer, you douchebag.
Shut up, man. I'm trying to make a story here.
Oh.
Okay, alright, moving on.
Hey, MTV Geek is...
Oh,
They're
125.
not after it, dude. They're
Everywhere.
on it, dude.
125 for Metroplex.
Oh, they're on it, dude.
Well, they pay
2
their
feet tall.
employees, you know, they're going to make something happen.
Dude, they're on it, dude. It's like, I wonder what this is. They're like, MTV Geeks like knocks on my door. They're like, we're here, MTV Geek. And they'll tell you about it. Don't go to MTV Geek, dude.
No, I'm not.
Because they'll be on to you. They'll know everything about you.
Centurions. Nick Ochoa says Centurions. What Centurions? Centurions came back? I missed that one, if that's happening.
Type that in.
I took Toy Fair Centurions.
I never liked them to begin with.
Oh, no, that's the line he probably wants to come back, I bet. Because I said Bucky O'Hare.
I see. Okay.
I bet that's what it
I
is.
didn't
was
like
gonna
that
say,
line. Sorry, I didn't like the.
You didn't like
I
Centurions?
didn't like the dumb peg pieces in the
You're
body.
goofy.
I just hated the way that. I like the idea. I just didn't like the way they looked. I just hated that.
With the holes in them.
Yeah, that's.
Well, yeah, but you're supposed to have the stuff in the holes, so you don't
Yeah,
have
I
the
get
holes
it.
showing.
I get it. I just didn't like it.
The stuff's there. All right. So anyway, I guess that's gonna do it for Toy Fair. Anything else? Yeah, those are the classics.
Well, let's keep in mind that most of the stuff was shot over this weekend, so not 100% of it's out in our view yet. So I'm sure we'll have some leftovers for next week, but that's essentially all we cared about.
But remember, if you want to see the Hasbro stuff, you can go to thatnewtoysmell.com, part of the Pop Culture Network. Killen put together a bunch of videos. They have music in the background.
If you're watching this on the YouTube, you can just search this exact channel and find them. There's like 6 of them. 6 videos, all the Hasbro stuff.
So,
And look at the G.I. Joe Creo stuff. It's awesome.
all right.
Awesome.
I agree. I'm serious. I can't wait to get the bat.
All right. We ready for Fan Corner then?
Yes.
Do you want to take a break? Anybody need to use the potty?
No.
What?
Do I need to pull this
When
car
do we
over to the
start
side of the
taking
road?
breaks?
No, just so you can use the potty.
Well, yeah,
I don't.
so-
I just get him go potty, bro.
Man with his small colon. All right.
Like how?
Yes, Colin Powell.
We need to hurry up if you're gonna go get that.
Colin
that
Powell's
Marvel
doing the
Legends.
show. All right, Clone Yoshi starting us out in the fan corner per usual. Hey guys, have you ever seen Supernatural? I've seen every episode, highly recommended. It's about 2 brothers who hunt vampires, demons, ghosts, etc. It's on Netflix and it airs on the CW every Wednesday after Arrow. Well, you watch Arrow. Have you ever seen Supernatural?
I used to watch Supernatural. I think I've seen like the first season, about half of the first season, I should say. And I always meant to pick it back up, but yeah, everybody always raves about how good it is.
I remember watching the first episode and not really caring much for it.
It's because you're racist against vampire killers.
And
It's about vampires? I thought it was always about Superman.
I mean, it wasn't. I wanted something scary, and it's not scary. It's really kind of campy.
It's like Buffy 2.0.
I was
Yeah.
hoping for something that had more
it's
of like
it's
a
hardcore. It's more hardcore than Buffy
creepy X-Files type vibe, and it was more of a Buffy type vibe to it. It definitely.
It was definitely more hardcore than Buffy.
Well,
It was more, but it was
It
more.
progressed.
It's more Buffy than X-Files.
that's fair.
Whatever.
I mean, it's gorier and stuff, but it's not necessarily
Gorier
scary
isn't a word.
or creepy. Gorier?
More
gory?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that magazine, Fangoria.
Oh, I think you meant
What?
more gory.
Yeah.
More gory. I
More
love
than
reading-
glory, like the flowers.
Yeah,
Or the whole.
the Oasis.
What the hell?
All right. Next up from Orko. Have you guys read the Masters of the Universe miniseries by DC? I finished the last issue, and I have to admit I was enjoying it till I read this issue, and with just a few pages, it instantly enraged and infuriated me. They took my all-time favorite He-Man character and completely massacred him. What I mean is, without spoiling it too much, they made him out to be from an innocent, entertaining comic relief character to one of the most evil creatures ever, and it truly sickens me.
Who's that, Panthro?
No, they basically made Orko
Oh.
in the comic, basically the
Yeah,
A snitch.
the
Man.
unknown one, the unnamed one.
Yeah.
No, Arco just went hill, dude. He's trying to keep.
I haven't
But-
read the comics. I haven't, but from what I understand, no one liked them that much.
I don't think that it's Orko though. I think it's actually Gorpo. And to make a long story short, when they originally presented the Masters of the Universe line, Orko was called Gorpo, and they decided that because they were going to do the cartoon, they wanted to make it an O instead of a G, so they could use the same animation frame and just flip it if they needed him in another scene or something. So they made it an O so it would work
that
backwards.
true?
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all,
So
I like that they did that. That's very intelligent. Second of all, you just impressed the hell out of me by knowing something like that.
well, I did some research on it
Why?
because
Why?
because of the
Because he
comic
likes to
series.
draw. He likes to draw.
Because of the comics, I looked up this whole storyline. So basically, the idea is that that there's this other
How random is
this
that?
other person
Well,
from
that was wiki.
Orko's race, this other person race named Gorpo,
You get the last cookie for knowing that.
Mm.
It's ridiculous.
who is the overlord of Trolla, and he is the unnamed one. Gorpo is the evil master, and so somehow Orko is actually going to be the key to defeat Gorpo, and Gorpo is the one who's actually the most evil character in all of Masters of the Universe. So it's going to make Orko go from being the funny little guy on the side to the guy who's actually going to be responsible for saving everybody.
So it's kind of like the chick from Mystic Force, Power Rangers Mystic Force.
So chill out, Orko.
Yeah,
You're gonna
exactly.
be a hero. You're going to be a hero.
Is that the chick who swung on the vines, the Tarzan chick?
What? No.
Who's that, Shiva?
Who was that chick?
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
In one of the Power Rangers, like, everybody was futuristic Power Rangers guy, except for, like, this one chick who was, like, Tarzan chick on the alien planet.
Here we go. Making
I don't even know what you're talking
that
about.
wasn't even that.
The chick from
Too
Cabin
much,
Fever.
You ate too much
Just
junk food.
read the next
Too
question.
much junk food. Then.
She got naked in, like, every movie she ever did afterwards.
That wasn't Power Rangers.
Double that Power Rangers.
Here's a question. If you liked X-Files, did you watch Fringe?
Yeah, I did.
Fringe?
I watched Fringe for
I
like
didn't watch
first,
X-Files or Fringe.
I watched Fringe for the first 3 like seasons, and then it just went in a weird direction, and then I just kind of stopped. And I tried to watch it again after 2 seasons had passed, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
I watched one episode of X-Files, and it was the one where those crazy mongoloid things were in it, where their mom was on the thing underneath the bed that they were having.
Like Fox refused to ever broadcast ever again. They ran it once, and they said we're never going to air that again.
And that's the one I watched, and I was like, this is awful. So like the brothers were having sex with the mom.
And she had no arms and legs.
She had no arms, no legs, and she was on one of those things that you put underneath a car that you work on, underneath the bed. So they just slide her out, knock her up, put her back. She has kids. It comes out. It looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know.
And they just take the baby out back and kill it and bury it.
Or it grows up and helps.
It becomes another mongoloid brother.
Yeah. So I mean,
I do remember that.
But as far as Fringe goes,
they really never showed that again.
Well, they said they wouldn't, and
right, because it gave me nightmares.
Fringe started out X-Files, and then it went a weird direction.
Well,
it became a sci-fi show of its own.
It's on Amazon Instant, and if you've got Amazon Prime, it's free to watch. So I've been watching the first season. I'm about halfway through the first season, but that's as far as I've gotten.
Okay, so it's like very X-File-ish, and now like go until about season 3, and all of a sudden it becomes a totally different show.
Well, the one problem is a lot of the science is wrong. Like their basic science is wrong, and it drives my wife nuts. Because she was a science major, she was a biology major.
That's what she gets being too smart.
They'll start talking about, well, the electronic impulses are blah blah blah, and she's like, that's not how that works. I'm just like, shut up, it's a TV show. Just go with it. So
it sounds like
I'm sure it's very well researched, and she's.
Hey, that sounds like Ben's one time said I think it was Little Miss Sunshine where they had that dead body in the back. He just stops and he goes, "Look, I understand that this is a movie," and I was like, "Well, you can just stop right there. Whatever you're gonna say." He said, "Don't you think that body in the back would start stinking by now?" And I'm just like, "Again, Ben, just a movie, buddy, just a movie."
All right.
So we didn't let him live that down for a long time. Safe to say.
So should I post on his Facebook page that Little Miss Sunshine is his favorite movie of all time?
He won't understand what you're talking about. You need to post something about
Dead Bodies Stink?
Yes.
Okay. All right, next up, Jobber says, hey guys, with all the attention superheroes are getting to movies, cartoons, and toys today, what are some less popular characters that you should think get some of that attention? I personally think The Punisher should get an adult-oriented show. It can either be cartoon or live action. So what if they did Punisher, but they were free to do it as well, like Walking Dead? You could just...
It would have to be, it's extremely, like, pushing the envelope. No, Warzone was straight... Well, okay, let's go back. The original Punisher movie is kind of...
The Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, that one's kind of like, I like it and I hate it. And
then, I like to sit naked in the sewer.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was okay. And then the one Thomas Jane... was pretty good. I liked that. It was a Hollywood style.
No, that movie was awesome.
I liked it.
I love that.
It was all right.
Warzone was just so ridiculous.
Why do you hate everything that's amazing?
John Travolta was not good in that movie.
It wasn't about John Travolta.
But I wanted that story to continue. Like, I wish they would have made another movie to follow that one. But when they went to Warzone, which was completely like comic book style, it wasn't
even a real movie.
It was terrible, but it was to a point of being terrible. It was awesome. When you get kicked and shot with a bazooka, and like, there's something special about that movie.
The best part about the other...
So I own it, because I loved it.
The best part about the other Punisher, the one that you don't like, Dirt, is when he's like, God bless you, or whatever, and he's like, or may God be with you, and he's like, God's sitting this one out. And I was like, yeah! You knew right that it just got real.
So as a TV show, it'd work, but it'd have to be pushing it. It would have to be like,
what else,
I don't know if we can air this.
What else do you think could be made into one?
What are you talking about?
That can work out as a show.
Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah, that would fail. Let's see.
Oh yeah, is that why it stood on?
I think Invincible would work
Some people in
as a
Brazil
show
like it.
just because it is so character-driven and it's not as much about the superpowers and superhero stuff.
Los
So
Rangers.
that could work.
I don't know. There's too much going on right now. I kind of. Yeah, Punisher's a good one. That's a good choice.
I'd watch that. Just, I mean, as long as it was good.
He's a character that's kind of rising right now. His last couple of books that were released in comic, who the writer was on like the Nightmare and the
Jason.
They're starting
Todd.
they're picking up really big.
Jason Todd.
They switched writers, but he's
Yeah.
whoever got it now is doing a really good job.
Because they're just doing those miniseries. They do like 5-issue stories.
Yeah, Jason Todd.
And now.
Have you been sitting here reading them?
No, I haven't. But I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how great they are.
They are pretty good.
All right. He doesn't read. What's the last thing you've ever read?
I read the internet. All of it.
All of it.
Springfield Business Journal.
Wikipedia.
Did you read the Sandusky report?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the audio tape.
He failed.
Audio version. All right, CXB452 says, now that we're knee-deep in Toy Fair, it's Monday as I type this, what has blown you away? I've been amazed by Square Enix DC figures, even though now I know they're not too popular among you guys. The new Metroplex was a massive surprise.
Whoa. They're popular. They're just expensive, so we don't own too many.
If they were like, here's all of the Square Enix figures, enjoy, I'd be like, these are the best toys ever. But at like $60, $80, whatever they
are awesome. They're probably the best ones that are made, but they're just too price point's too high.
Let's see. The new Tomahawk Eagle Hawk was nice to see confirmed. Mattel's 1960s Batman toys look good too, but what has grabbed your attention? Well, we just talked about all that. So rewind the show, watch the first half again, and you'll get all those.
Or else.
Although I guess here, let's do this just to be fair. Pick one favorite from Toy Fair. What's the one favorite thing? Yours is Masterpiece Soundwave?
Yes, absolutely.
Creo G.I. Joe.
And I'm going with the Creo Star Trek. So there we go. This is from Bumble Jumper. This is for Scotty. He says, how are things?
Good.
Okay. It's not really for you. I just wanted to get you to pay attention to the show again. How's the new format for the show coming along? Have there been decisions on what the layout for it yet? You keep the style of sitting down when doing it. It comes across more formal, but I understand it's hard to get 3 or 4 people behind the desk at one time. Also, when will we be able to get to see all your collections? Have you made any videos for these? Or that be later on in the year? The new show, the biggest thing about the new show that we're trying to put together is to get an actual set where we can set up the camera, set up the lights, set up a place, and then not have to tear it down and move it every week.
So we need to wait for Damien to get his new house so we can do that.
Or clean out my basement. Or you actually move into a real house. Or
whoa, wait a second. Hoes love MacArthur Park Apartments.
I'm sure they do.
Well.
But real women don't.
Well, I don't want real women in my house right now.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes...
They're Googling it right now.
We do...
MacArthur Park Apartments?
We will, like... Everything that you see on It Figures now will somehow be incorporated into it. Everything from the old Video Game Loser show will be incorporated into it. When I was doing all the news desks for a while, I was doing like the 3 different news desks a week. Those will be incorporated into it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go into it. And the key thing, though, is from day one, when we get it down and get it running, we want it to look professional. Like this show that we do now, we use an HD camera. We've got nice equipment. No, not like that.
Like a tie?
But we're actually get back into the idea of the animated titles. We're going to have some video packages that go back into the show.
Commercials.
Well, no, not just that, but for instance, we would talk about the toy news, the week, and then we'll do like a 5-minute video on the history of a toy line. Kind of like a That New Toy Smell type thing. Not necessarily reviewing it, but here's a brief look at waves 1 through 5 of DC Universe Classics.
All the stuff that we always wanted to do, we're going to actually do this time.
All that stuff that we kind of wanted to research and put stuff together, and we just never really had the time or whatever. That type of stuff will go into the show. Some of the stuff that you saw on the old Video Game Loser show, as well as the new ones, the reviews of the games, some of that stuff will be thrown back in, along with the talk of the new releases and that kind of stuff. Some quick comic reviews and some of the talks about the big comic books coming out for the week. All that type of stuff is going to go in this, but we want to get it set up so it's got that professional look from day one. so that we're not running into the audio issues where we have one episode where the sound cuts up and down and back and forth, and the ones where it's kind of bright in one segment and it's dark in another segment. We want to get everything set up and have a set and have the lighting set up and, you know, just have it all so it's you know, gonna look nice. And so that's really what we're waiting for and what's kind of holding it back from jumping forward. Because we don't want to just cobble something together and say, well, look, it's a better show.
Where did you go?
Take a ride on that.
You had to go pee
I
outside.
thought you died.
No, I died.
What's your button?
I'm better though.
Punisher button.
Yeah.
He found a Punisher button.
Where did you get that?
Because he loves the Punisher so much.
That wasn't a question.
It came with one of the toys back in the toy.
Okay, that's all you had to say.
All right, so, Damien, when would you be able to do a video of your toy collection?
I mean,
In a year?
we can go into one of my garage storage sheds and we can start flipping tubs open. But I don't know. I mean, not a year. I mean, it's be a lot sooner than that. We actually are going to move to right now we're in the like a condo. We're going to move to a house really soon here in the spring. And once we do that, we're specifically moving to a bigger house so that I can
Have some space.
stuff. Yeah. Because right now, everything I have is in my storage shed and or sitting on my desk, and I just have a pile. Like, I literally just have a pile of Lego minifigs on my desk.
Well, you've got, like, a case of Legos sitting over there, and you've got some Legos
Yeah,
sitting
and
back.
here in the store, I got, like, probably 10 sets.
Hey, can you get a house like with an extra room so I could just stay with you guys?
Yeah, you can stay in the attic.
Well, no.
Oh,
I don't want to stay in the attic.
But you could be Mr. Belvedere. You have to make him breakfast every morning,
Well,
do the vacuuming.
I hope you like Pop-Tarts.
Can you do Eggo?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
Yeah, you can totally stay.
Yeah. Or if you get a guest house, I could just stay in the guest house.
Oh, we can stay in this.
Huh?
We can lumberjack slam.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but I don't like it.
You're going to Denny's for bacon.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
way better than I thought it was going to be. I'll take it.
How do you forget that?
All right. Next up, this is from Nick, the toy columnist. Why is it so hard for toy companies to deal with distribution problems? If you look at all the awesome Toy Fair reveals, I can't help but wonder, will I be able to find these? There was a time when companies would hire people to go out and make sure the proper products were on the shelves, and they should bring that back.
Here's the problem with distribution. There are people that actually do it, not from the toy company, but from, like, if Walmart, they have a guy who does that. Except he worked in the toy department, and he probably was transferred from, like, housewares. He has no idea what he's doing.
Housewares.
And that's the problem that they're finding, is that the people that they're not collectors, they're not toy collectors, they only are trying to make quick profits, so they're sticking up all the random kiddie things that they think parents will buy based on sales, but not specifically what collectors would want. And that's the problem. So they run out of something like a wave 1 of a case of a certain action figure, and then they get wave 2 comes out, but they still have wave 1s, so they skip wave 2. And then when wave 3 comes, when they're almost out, then they'll order those. And then they'll go back and reorder more wave 1s because they thought, we had them for such a long time and we sold so many, it must be popular. I mean, it makes no sense. It's like a weird mad science experiment, and you're just going to get a toss-up. And if you go to other stores who have their own ordering people, you're going to get a different variety.
Yeah, because it used to be that, you know, like if you've ever worked at some place like a Best Buy or Office Depot or whatever, there's like the Hewlett-Packard person comes in. And the HP person makes sure that all the printers are lined up nice, make sure they're all clean. If the floor model doesn't work, they order a new floor model to come in and take the place. And they want to make sure they have the right products on the shelves, make sure that the right stickers are there. If they've got the information booklets, they put them whatever. Toy companies don't do that. They're not sending a toy representative to every Walmart.
I think Lego does that stuff.
Lego might, but, Hasbro's not doing it, Mattel's not doing it, Jazzwares ain't doing it, that
That's
much.
for sure.
So,
Well,
it's just up to the stores to just kind of, your random minimum wage guy is just
Yeah,
out there
but
and
no,
he's just worried about
that's
fixing
not
the
exactly
shelves.
true either, because they get papers or sheets what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, those are planograms, but you're expecting kids out of high school and people like that who just looking
Well,
for
stop
a job.
hiring idiots.
That's the like Toys R Us. They have this policy about not hiring collectors because it's apparently they see it.
Yeah,
as a
Okay, well, because they hide toys in the back and try to sneak them out.
Yeah,
when no one's watching.
Shop smart, shop smart.
First time. He's
I
been
don't-
holding that one for a
I
while.
don't get your point of reference.
Oh,
He's been holding that one for a
It's
while.
this movie a long time ago. No big deal.
It's about toys.
Terms of Endearment?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Toy Soldier.
Army of
So that's
Dearment.
Jeff Daniels. He's a
Army
terrible
of
actor.
Or
Dearment.
toys.
Terrible actor. All right. That's going to do it for the... Oh, Lego does have a rep for Toys R Us stores.
They do.
So,
I mean, pretty much any toy you see...
So it is Lego, but no
pretty much the toys that you see that has their own like little display, like in the glass cases, whatever. Those generally have a rep because they put those out.
Is there a microphone on that?
Yeah, there's a microphone on that.
I kept wondering. I thought
that's got a separate feed going out.
I don't know if you're talking to yourself over there.
Well, I am. Yes, I mean I do that generally speaking.
He said doo.
And generally. Like generally the car.
I mean, you guys need to grow up. I'm serious.
Yeah.
We need to hurry if we're gonna make Toys R Us. I want to go with you.
What time do they close? 9?
9.
Oh crap! All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget if you want to leave questions for us in the fan corner, you can go to jointheforums.com, the official forums of the Pop Culture Network. Also, if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can call our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025.
And Damien's giving the website.
Don't forget to go to
sign
shoppcn.com for all your toy buying needs. We also have comics and old vintage Playboys. So there's one box of.
Oh, also.
Are you serious?
Also, yeah, we have a lot.
Who turned those in?
I bought a collection a long time ago. So also, we just to let you guys know, I'm going to try this out. My daughter is a Daisy in the Girl Scouts, and we're selling the Girl Scout cookies here in the store. I'm going to try to put them online and see if anybody wants to buy them. So if you're into Girl Scout cookies, you will be able to buy them at. I think it's like $4 a box or so, $5 a box.
Yeah, but how much shipping?
And then, I don't know, whatever the weight is. I'm going to try and keep it as accurate as possible, but eBay does charge a lot of fees. So if you want to contribute, you'll find those online. If not, whatever. There's cookies. I'm sure you can get some in your own area.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We got to go to Toys R Us and buy toys. So we'll see you next time.